Happy New Year. I hope it was safe and I hope it was good to you. And I hope that 2023 is just as amazing, even more amazing than your life has already been. All right. 2023 is the year of prosperity. So I'm going to need you to go get it. I'm Roxy Fab and let's catch up on some stuff. So, all right. Tapas Sandia. He's a 65-year-old retired government employee. He spent $3,000 on a silicone statue resembling his late wife. Now, his wife, Indrani, passed away in May 2021 during India's second wave of the COVID pandemic. And Tapas was in isolation at the time of his wife's passing. So as a result, his wife, who was 59 years old, died with no one at her side. Like crazy, right? Very, very sad. Upon seeing the lifelike statue, Indrani communicated her desire for a similar statue in the case that she passed away for him. They had seen a lifelike statue, they were visiting a temple in Mayapur and saw it. So he did just that. He worked with sculptors, and that person created a museum replica. It took 6 months to bring the vision to life. So she's sitting in her favorite spot in the living room, made of silicone and weighing approximately 66 pounds and dressed in the silk sari that Indrani wore to her son's wedding reception. How crazy is that? I couldn't even imagine, I thought about things like that as far as, everybody who got sick with COVID in that isolation time where nobody could visit, nobody could do nothing, and I had a couple friends in the hospital and I was like, oh my God, like crazy. So it's really sad. This is a sad situation. And I know I wouldn't do a silicone thing. It's kind of creepy to me, but she wanted that. So and I guess that he misses her so badly that, he wanted to fulfill that wish for her and for him. So my question to you is that if that was something that you could do, would you do it? Would you spend the money and have a silicone replica of the person who you missed, dearly, and have that seated in your living room or wherever? Let me know. Drop that in the comments because I definitely want to know that. I wouldn't do that. I think it would just creep me out. I'd come downstairs and, I don't know if I could handle that. I'd probably faint and have a heart attack. So I wouldn't do it. All right, so check this out. I'm glad she got caught. So this former Colorado funeral home owner, we all heard about it already. She's been sentenced to 20 years for selling body parts. Yeah. She was dismembering them and we want to punch her in the face right now. So she was defrauding relatives of the dead by dissecting 560 corpses and selling body parts without permission. All right, her name is Megan Hess. She's 46 years old. She pled guilty to fraud in July, and she operated a funeral home and body parts entity donor services from the same building in Colorado. 20 years was the maximum term allowed under that under the law in Colorado. I'm sorry, I'm so stuck because this just freaks me out. And I'm just like, what? Now, her 69-year-old mother, Shirley, also pleaded guilty to fraud and was sentenced to 15 years because her mother's role, Shirley's role, was chopping up the bodies. See, I just cannot. I cannot. So Hess and Koch, that's Shirley and Megan, they use their funeral home at times to essentially steal bodies and body parts using fraudulent and forged donor forms. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. I had also read that they were selling body parts of people who had HIV and AIDS. See, I just, so you're not even caring how these people died, whether they were sick or whatever, and I can't. Lord, I can't. I'm glad they're going to jail. I don't know if 15 or 20 years is enough for either one of them. But that's just ridiculous. It's just utterly ridiculous. Whew, jeez. So, next story. Next. Amazon CEO says that the company will lay off more than 18,000 workers. Such a tough time. So, Amazon is laying off 18,000 employees, and that's the single largest number of jobs cut at a technology company since the industry began aggressively downsizing last year. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy wrote that the staff reductions were set off by the uncertain economy and the company's rapid hiring over the last several years. The cuts will primarily hit the company's corporate workforce and truly won't affect the hourly warehouse employees. That's what they're saying. So, in November, they had been planning to lay off around 10,000 employees. But, they waited, and now they said that number is going to be just over 18,000. So we're going to hope that everybody who's getting laid off is able to pick up another gig, or possibly create something for themselves, because this is the time during COVID, and even right now, this is the time to do you and do what you love, and, either create or work where your dream is, like, oh my gosh. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about Damar Hamlin. Lord, praise God. Okay, look. All right, so we know that Damar Hamlin, he's a safety for the Buffalo Bills, and they were in Cincinnati playing the Cincinnati Bengals Monday night, and he collapsed. After he made a tackle, he collapsed, and he was rushed from the field in an ambulance. It was a packed stadium. Players were crying and embracing, and it was so much support coming from the fans and even the Bengals players. Everybody was so much support. That was Monday. Well, he went into cardiac arrest. Yeah, found out cardiac arrest. If I'm correct, he's 24 years old. All right. And went into cardiac arrest. So now he's communicating, though. He's communicating. He'd been communicating non-verbally because he was still intubated. But upon wakening, he finally woke up. His mind was still on the game, and he scribbled on a piece of paper, "Did we win?" And I know you guys all saw the doctor's response to him was, "Yeah, we won. You won." Because you won your life. You're still here. Like, whoa, how amazing. You know what I mean? How amazing is that? I can't even believe it. So, but today, he's so much better, which is crazy. His breathing tube was removed overnight, and he's spoken to his teammates via video. 4 days after his cardiac arrest stunned the world. He said, "Love you, boys," Hamlin said. And they're saying that when he appeared on the screen, his teammates stood up right away and clapped for him and yelled some things to him and everything. And they were like, "We got our boy. That's all that matters." So let's continue to pray for his recovery and his neurological functions. And they all seem to be remaining intact. And he's been able to talk to his family and his care team. And that is, on that note, that is incredible. That was the power of prayer. You watch the world pray. Whether you're a football fan or not, everybody came together and united and prayed for this guy. 24 years old. And I watched it and just saw him fall back, and players were stepping over him like, all right. And then it just went into a whole thing, but the world came together and prayed for that boy. I looked all over my Facebook timeline, and everybody was just praying and praying and praying. All ethnicities, everybody was just praying. So remember that when you pray, the power of prayer is real. Be specific when you pray. Believe everything you're praying about will come to pass. It will come true for you. And while you pray, remember to praise God for just being who he is and who he has been in your whole life. All right. I just wanted to say that real quick because we're going to end on that note because it's such a positive note. I'll update you on a few things very briefly. I want to thank Carolyn Wilson for giving me an award. The award's over there. I don't have it. I don't want to duck under the camera and get it. But I received an award, and I'm very grateful for that award. I thank Carolyn so much. She has a book out called Her Story. So it's healed, empowered, and resilient. So check that out. Look for that on Amazon. Wonderful woman, wonderful person. And I appreciate that award so much. It's like a mover and shaker type of award. And I'm always grateful to receive anything. I really am. To know that people are watching and praying for me as well. It's always appreciative. So I thank you so much for that, Carolyn, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today we did a live broadcast for WURD Word Radio, 96.1 FM, 900 AM, and we were at Spectrum Health. They opened up a new health center on Cottman Avenue, 3525 Cottman Avenue. An amazing grand opening and ribbon cutting. Amazing, amazing. I love representing Word and doing the live broadcast, and I always seem to do Spectrum Health, so that was just a pleasure. So I want to thank Word for all of those opportunities. It means a lot to me that Tiffany Bacon, asked me, hey, I got fill-ins at times. Would you be down? And I'm always down. And now Ashanti taking that part over right now. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. All right, you guys, that's it for me. My website and everything has changed. So make sure you don't click this little thing. I got to change the whole thing. Somebody hacked my Jawn. I had to change it all. So my website is now www.roxy-fab.com, or if you call it hyphen, whatever you call it, www.roxy-fab.com. And you can always email me at roxy@roxy-fab.com, roxy@roxy-fab.com. I'll see you soon. Oh, wait a minute. I'm holding a voiceover lesson class. Duh, right? I'm holding a voiceover 101 workshop class. It's on January 26th, I think. Oh my gosh. It's $60. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. Go to my website and check it out. Check out all it entails. And if that's something that you're interested in doing, register, pay, and let's get it moving. All right. Again, www.roxy-fab.com. Come on and take my voiceover class. I'm going to be offering some other classes very, very soon. So I'm excited about that. And another thing, if your employer is interested in having someone do a virtual presentation or even come in and do a presentation about Black music and the impact that it's had on the culture. I have a presentation for Black History Month and any other month that talks about music and our creation. We created the banjo, and it goes all the way up to hip hop. So if you're employee, or if you have your own company and you're interested in that, again, go to my website, fill out the form, and put in a message that that's what you're interested in, and we can talk about the fee, etc., etc. All right, you guys, thanks so much. I'm Roxy Fab, and I'll see you soon.